I'm from Selfless Yoga. I'm here today to share a practice of gentle stretch, pranayama, and meditation. So I'd love for you to sit with me today to show you my practice, and maybe this practice will help you with your meditation journey. The great thing about this practice, it really helps with relieving stress. It helps with relaxing the body. It allows your mind to be more focused and able to be more productive. So I try to do this either in the morning or at night, and it really helps balance the left and the right side of the brain, which is very important. In this busy world we live in, there's a lot of modernization. We have, phones, TVs, we have cars, we have so much going on in the universe. AI, for example, a lot of different technology. And sometimes we forget to just go back to ourselves, grounding, and just not focusing on the outer world, but taking a moment to go within and start to enjoy just being with ourselves, not being on our phones. It's hard. So I'm happy you have a phone because I have access to you, and I'm so happy to share this practice with you. But just remind yourself, even with this practice, it's not going to be perfect. It's not about perfection. It's about the freedom of imperfection. So let's get started. So let's go ahead and sit however you'd like to sit, either cross-legged or on your shin with a pillow underneath, or cross-legged with a block, or you can use a pillow. You can sit on a chair. You could sit against a wall. Whatever's going to allow your spine to be nice and long. And sometimes people say when you meditate, if you fall asleep, it's not good. No, it's fine. I mean, your body might need it. But our goal is to try to stay awake and be as conscious as we can. So get yourself in a seated position. And we're first going to start with warming up the spine to help us to sit for a little bit. So as you sit here, inhale, hands up towards the sky. And just breathe here, a couple breaths. And exhale, forward fold, drop your head. And moving your head side to side, just waking up the body. Inhale, hands up. Hand goes behind you, opening the chest. Dropping your head if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, hands up. And go over one direction, just to open up the side body. And this gentle stretch is so great for the body. Your spine is a great indicator of longevity. So if you're moving your spine in different directions, it really helps with that. And inhale, hands up. You can join at any time. And then just switch. Really opening the side body. Breathing here, inhaling through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, come back up and release. Turn over to one side, maybe to your right side, and a gentle stretch. And using your belly and your upper chest to twist, not your neck. And just breathe here for a couple of moments. And switch. Just waking up the body from the night. Opening up the fascia. Releasing any tension there. And slowly release. Then we're going to do a couple of wrist rolls. And at the end of the class, I will answer any questions. Okay, just get started. We're here to just start at any point during this practice. Okay. Then going ahead, putting your legs parallel and just going side to side, just opening up. Now I'm sitting on a block. You can move your block or your pillow. Just trying to open up. And come back into a seated position. Okay. So as we sit here, we're going to do a gentle pranayama. It's going to help calm the left and the right side of the brain. It's called Nadi Shodhana, if you've never heard of it before. And we alternate between each nostril. And there's a nadis, or just basically channels throughout the body. And then, of course, they meet at the chakras. And so our nostrils can indicate which side of the brain that it is affecting. And you may notice that sometimes during your day, one side's a little bit more clogged versus the other. And that's normal and that's okay. Our body fluctuates with our energies. So let me show you how to do Nadi Shodhana. So you take your left hand, okay? Your index finger and thumb are touching. And you can slide it on top, like your hip crease area. Should be fine. And then your right hand is called Vishwamudra. So this is Chin Mudra, Vishwamudra. So you take your right hand and put your index finger and middle finger against your palm crease. You're going to use your ring finger and your thumb to alternate between your nostrils. Okay? So you're going to inhale through one side, closing one nostril. And when I say switch, you're going to switch and close and exhale. We're always inhaling through the same side, switching on the exhale. Let's do a couple rounds. And this is a balancing pranayama. This can be used at any time. There's no contraindication to this pranayama. Anyone can do this. Now, if your nose is clogged, you may not be able to do it. And so I would just invite you to do full yogic breath, just breathing in and out through your belly. Belly, rib cage, upper chest. Exhale, upper chest, rib cage, belly. That's another option. But let's do Nadi Shodhana. So right thumb, right nostril, inhale through left. At the top of the breath, close with your ring finger, switch, exhale through right. Inhale through right. Close with your thumb, switch, exhale through left. Inhale through left. Switch, exhale through right. Inhale through right. Switch, exhale through left. Always inhaling on the same side and exhaling on the switch. Relax your shoulders. Few more rounds. A little slower on the inhale and on the exhale. One more round. Whenever you exhale through your left side, it'll be a last round. And release, keeping your eyes gently soft. And just feeling your breath in this moment. Inhaling through your belly, rib cage, upper chest. Exhale, upper chest, rib cage, belly. And slowly open your eyes. How do you feel? Noticing that you feel maybe a little more calmer. And with that gentle stretch, the pranayama, this calms the mind. All the thoughts that we have, we're thinking about, it helps it be more calm. So now we're gonna sit for, let's do 15 minutes. We're gonna sit, you can sit for as long as you can. A minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We could just start gently, 15 minutes. And get yourself in a comfortable position. And this type of breathing we're gonna do, it's called Anapana meditation. So you're just gonna follow your body. So you're gonna feel your breath. Feeling your breath in and out through your nose. Noticing how that breath feels. Maybe noticing the sensations of the breath. Maybe the breath underneath your nostrils, above your upper lip, very subtle, or the breath with your abdomen, rib cage, belly. And your goal is try to sit as still as possible. Of course, that can be difficult. If you have to shift, it's all good. You want to sit with strong determination. And you're gonna have clouds of thoughts in your mind. Absolutely normal. But your goal is to sit with those clouds and be gentle with them, because they're there to protect you. And try to go back to the breath. When your mind is going in other places, try to go back to the breath and focus on how that breath feels, what sensations you have in your body. And there's a saying called anicca. Everything's temporary. This moment together is temporary. And let's see if you can do it. Let's try a challenge. So get yourself in a seated, comfortable position. Elongating your spine, shoulders away from your ears. And start to close your eyes. Put a timer on. And start feeling the sensation as you inhale and exhale. Noticing your breath. And where do you feel your breath? Maybe noticing your abdomen, your rib cage, your upper chest. The sensation of the breath. Maybe noticing the breath underneath your nostrils above your upper lip. Maybe it's cool. Maybe it's warm. And then noticing your breath, maybe it's in one nostril or both. And just watching the breath with curiosity. When the clouds of thoughts come in, be gentle. Maybe watch it for a moment. And when you recognize that you're in your thoughts, go back to your breath with strong determination. Go back to the breath, focusing on how it feels in your body. Long spine, shoulders away from your ears. Giving yourself this moment of rest, relaxation. You deserve this. And if you need to take a couple of really big deep breaths to get you back to your breath, go ahead and do so. And then go back to a nice, slow and deep breath that's comfortable for you. Being okay with the silence, being okay with this moment, and let the thoughts be there. No judgment, no attachments. Go back to your breath, noticing the sensations in your body, just observing, feeling the breath on the inhale and exhale. Slow inhales, slow exhales. Noticing the coolness as you inhale and the warmth as you exhale. Nice long spine, shoulders relaxed. Relaxing all the muscles in the eyes, releasing any tension in the upper and lower jaw, relaxing your neck, shoulders. Follow to just notice in this moment how you're feeling. You may feel the same, but you just notice the calmness that's within you. And sometimes it takes consistent practice. Just sitting with yourself, detoxing from all the dopamine from our phones and electronics. Just giving yourself some time to just be. And going ahead, and if you were in a cross-legged position, you might notice your legs feel a little bit uncomfortable, so you just can kind of do some windshield wipers just to release that. Extend your legs in front and do some circles. And switch. This is what I do for my practice because it helps me sit longer. Doing the gentle stretches, the breath work, and then sitting. I notice I can sit a little bit longer or more at ease. Because sometimes when you sit right after a busy day, it's difficult. So sometimes we have to release from our body, and then we can sit a little bit more. I invite you to just go into a gentle tabletop position. Wrists over shoulders, knees over hips, and do some gentle cat and cow. Just open up the body from sitting, moving the spine again. Inhale, chin up, belly down. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale. Exhale. You can sit back into a child's pose for just a moment, just stretching your arms in front. And come back into a seated position. Let's see here. All right. So I don't give private lessons. I just do lessons on YouTube, classes, lives, or my videos that just want to share yoga. So that's where you can follow along. And then should we use your left hand while doing Anuloma Viloma? So with the Nadi Shodhana, your left hand, okay, is Chin Mudra, okay? Index finger and thumb is touching, okay? And then your right hand is Vishnu Mudra, and Anuloma is another way of saying it. Different lineages of yoga. Index finger and thumb. Index finger and middle finger, middle finger. And you're using your thumb, index finger, middle finger, using your thumb and your ring finger to alternate between the nostrils. You always use your left hand, Chin Mudra, right hand, Vishnu Mudra. And that's how you alternate between each nostril. Yeah, these are breathing exercises. It helps to strengthen the lungs. It also helps with calming the mind, calming the nervous system without even doing anything. Your breath is a big indicator of your nervous system. And when you breathe, you have a diaphragm, okay, a muscle right here underneath your lungs. And as you take really slow and deep breaths, you compress something called the vagus nerve, which is a huge nerve that runs throughout your body. And that nerve is known for rest and digest, which is called your parasympathetic nervous. It's just the calming nervous part of the nervous system. Okay, and as you breathe slow and deep, you'll notice your mind calm. Think about it when you're stressed and you are nervous, you're anxious, or you're going through something, right? I go through it too. You may notice your breath is more shallow and fast, and that actually will turn on your sympathetic nervous system, which is like your fight or flight, to protect you. So as soon as you take slower and deeper breaths, even yogis in the Himalayas, like there's a lot of studies have shown that yogis can breathe like 5 breaths a minute. And the slower they breathe, it's an indicator of longevity. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. If you're really into yoga, I'm really into it. And there's also other lineages of other cultures that have a similar, like, kind of studies have shown that. I feel calm doing this. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes, that's why I wanted to share this, is because just stretching for a moment, then doing the pranayama, then sitting is the way to go, in my opinion, for me. And I wanted to share that with you because a lot of times you see that you sit for meditation and that's it, but you haven't prepared your body. And so with the 8 limbs of yoga, if you don't really know about that, there's 8 limbs. So yoga is not just the asana, right? The yoga practice you see doing all the different postures, right? We see that. That's part of yoga, yes. But there's other parts of yoga that you don't really learn about when you go to a yoga class. And so how you treat the world, how you treat others is huge, right? And then also how you treat yourself, like your self-love and how you take care of yourself and your discipline and how you treat yourself within the world. And then you have the asana, which is the physical practice, right? That gets strength and help your body be more, healthier, right? It helps move the body. But before that itself is pranayama, which is breath work, for example. If you want to say it simply, it's breath work. But pranayama in yogi is pretty much life force energy and how you control your breath and how that breath helps your nervous system. It's so powerful. And then, so those are some things to think about. Thinking about your breath. And then these different things that you're doing to get yourself prepared, the different 8 limbs as you go up higher, it allows you to sit for meditation. So this is a great way of learning how to do meditation, which for me was so difficult. I couldn't sit with myself. And it was definitely a challenge. But until I learned different techniques that allowed me to sit a little longer, it really helped me. So I'm happy that it helped you feel calm. This is so calming. I love her energy. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, Jessie Wong. Thank you. I'm happy to share this with you. Do anyone know what the position of her hands mean? Okay, I just glanced that. Okay. What do I do if I have random thoughts pop up in my head as I'm meditating? It's hard to concentrate. Yes. So when you're sitting for meditation, your mind is going to go into different directions, right? You're going to be thinking about what you ate yesterday. You're going to think about what you're going to eat later. You're going to think about, I need to go do these 10 different things, right? So yeah, it pops up. Your body's trying to protect itself. It's trying to also allow you to not forget. So what I recommend is when you're meditating, you're going to see these clouds, right? Clouds of thoughts. I always think of clouds of thoughts. And I'm aware of those thoughts, right? You get into the thought, but not until you start to, you're in the thought, and then you just go back to the breath or go back to a mantra, for example. Some people will think about a certain word. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. Maybe they may have other depending on your lineage of yoga, you might have different mantras that you'll repeat in your mind over and over. But this type of meditation is called Anapana, where we're focusing on the breath, how the breath feels, the sensations below the nostrils, above the upper lip. That's just a sensation. It's very subtle, and it takes practice. But also you can think about your belly, your rib cage, your upper chest, and just following that. And whenever you're in the clouds of thoughts, it's normal. When you recognize, there'll be a moment you'll recognize, you're like, oh, I'm in my thoughts. Go back to the breath and then start focusing on your breath. And if that's hard, take some really slow and deep breaths. So maybe take some exaggerated, slow and deep breaths. Because what you're doing is you're gonna cause the vagus nerves to activate and calm the mind. So, and then when you feel like, I can feel my breath again, then you can kind of let the breath be subtle and just breathe. And now when you move a lot, that also allows the monkey mind, they call it, to go to different places. So that's why I try to sit as still as I can. Of course, I have to shift. We all have to do that. But if I do shift, I shift as slow as possible, because then the mind will start to go into other places. So you're trying to make it easier for the mind to sit with itself. And you just got to practice. Everything comes with practice. Maybe 5 minutes a day. Choose a moment. Maybe as soon as you wake up, 5 minutes. Put a little timer like I did for us. Or 5 minutes before you go to sleep. And if you do meditate at night and you're in your bed, yes, you might fall asleep, but your goal is not to. But if you do, it's actually going to help your sleep quality. A lot more slower and deeper and a nicer deep sleep. One of my friends, Maduri, she did her training in an area in Ladakh, India, close to the border of China, where the Dalai Lama lives. And she did a meditation course. And yes, the teacher was explaining how you might fall asleep, but you'll notice your sleep quality is a lot better. And so maybe your body just needs to sleep. And you try again tomorrow. You just keep trying. And that's the practice. You just keep practicing. Okay, let's see what else. How many minutes should I devote to this week per week? Okay, so maybe 5 minutes every day. Start off like that. Very simple. And if 5 minutes is too much, maybe just do 2 to 3 minutes. And then you build yourself up, right? You don't have to do a 30 minutes or an hour. I mean, that's great if you can, but start gentle with your body. This is a new practice. This is a great New Year's. Just 5 minutes. You can devote 5 minutes. And you can devote 5 minutes, okay? So let's try it. And I would love to hear how that goes. And thanks for answering all my questions. Oh, thank you. No problem. All right. So if anyone has any other questions, I'm here to answer it. But if not, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. If you weren't here in the beginning of the class, there'll be a replay, and you can start with the gentle stretches that I taught, the pranayama, to get yourself ready to meditate. And just try it. Hey, if you meditate for 1 minute, you should give yourself a pat on the back. Okay? Have a wonderful day. Bye.